bailout everything, the everything bailout, bailout nation. When in doubt, bail them out. So I'm doing this short video today because of what President Trump said, I believe yesterday, about Puerto Rico. For those of you who are not familiar, Puerto Rico already has $70 billion in debt. They were totally mismanaged by their politicians and bureaucrats there in terms of waste, fraud, excess, corruption, misallocation of capital. And they probably were not going to ever pay back the debt anyway, and they were probably going to either have to pay back their bondholders for pennies on the dollar. But President Trump basically came out and said that he would wipe out the debt. So there's different ways to do that. You can either do a full bailout or you can screw over the bondholders. So it sounds like the bondholders may be the ones getting screwed rather than getting the bondholders. I think were gambling on a full bailout where they would get more than what the bond price is trading at currently. I think right now it's less than 37 cents on the dollar for Puerto Rican debt. And according to this CNBC article, Puerto Rico bondholders on Wall Street are suicidal. So these are the institutional guys, the hedge fund managers, the hot shots. This is what happens when, you know, you're just a math guy and you run the numbers and you say, well, I should make money on this trade, and you don't understand geopolitics, and you don't understand that we're in a new normal, and you don't look at financial history, and you don't see that throughout financial history, when large governments are in financial trouble, they change the rules. So this rules change may really screw over the hedge funds on Wall Street who bought Puerto Rican debt thinking that they'd either make a profit on the trade, that Puerto Rico would get some type of bailout. So it's looking like they're going to get screwed. But Puerto Rico, if you add up the estimates from the Hurricane Maria damage, and, you know, it's a real tragedy over there what's happened to them. But if you add up those estimates, and the estimates say over $100 billion in rebuilding efforts are going to be required for Puerto Rico, plus $72 billion in existing debt. I mean, that's $170 billion. So maybe what President Trump does is he's going to screw over the bondholders, probably the hedge fund guys on Wall Street. They're going to get screwed, and then Puerto Rico is still going to get some type of bailout after the bondholders get screwed. So what do you guys think is going to happen? It's really sad, though, now that, now that the central banks have done this type of ridiculous balance sheet expansion and global QE, and the U.S. is the main empire, that, the country is basically turning into a bailout nation. There's so many pension fund problems coming down the pike. Puerto Rico is not even a U.S. state, and they're probably still going to get a bailout. Not that anyone should get a bailout, but, the new normal now, guys, is to maintain the status quo so the U.S. looks strong and appears strong. I think the elites in power, one of the few things Republicans and Democrats can basically agree on is they want the debt ceiling raised. They want to continue spending money. There's no real actual cuts in spending. They argue about even the Paul Ryan tax cut when he ran as the vice president for Mitt Romney, I think in 2012. It was just a decrease in the increasing rate of spending. So there's no real spending cuts. So this is a new normal. It's basically the everything bailout of everything. So what do you guys think is going to happen to Puerto Rico? Do you think they're going to get a full bailout? Do you think there's going to be $160 billion plus in bailout money going to them in the near future? Do you think maybe Congress will lie? Do you think that Congress will actually announce some type of large aid package like that? Or do you think the Federal Reserve will just discreetly maybe print it under the table? What do you guys think is going to happen? Wall Street for Main Street needs your help. Since the middle of 2016, YouTube continues to increasingly censor and sabotage the growth and success of my channel with dramatically slower or no subscriber growth, a huge decrease in views per month compared to 2016, and well over $10,000 lost in Google AdSense revenues the last 18 months. I should have been way over 20,000 subscribers and way over 3 million views last year, but it feels like I am Sisyphus trying to roll a heavier boulder with more and more additional weight up a steeper and steeper hill. In the last few weeks, all of my videos have been set to demonetization by default, and I have to manually protest each video. This is in addition to even lower than usual Google AdSense revenues after the adpocalypse started over a year ago for me. This has also affected my ability to get paid advertisers to agree to deals not involving YouTube, as I lost $3,000 per month in paid advertising deals at the end of June 2017 because all my analytics are down a lot thanks to YouTube censorship algorithms that have intentionally kneecapped the growth of my channel. With YouTube/Google/Alphabet /Don't Be Evil strongly considering demonetizing or setting all libertarian, conservative, or pro-Trump content to private to prevent any sharing or monetization, it is imperative I have a contingency plan to figure out how to make a living off my content. Each 30 to 40 minute video takes a few hours of my time before it's released to the public. There's a strong possibility that in the near future, YouTube will force me to move all or almost all my content to a new video upload website that allows free speech or behind a paywall on my own website. Thanks if you have already made a one-time or recurring monthly donation, and thanks in advance for any future donations as I decide the future of my channel and what to do with my content going forward. We accept one-time donations on the Wall Street for Main Street website via PayPal, Bitcoin, or Gold Money. You can also become a monthly Patreon contributor for $1 or more a month if you want to help me out. And don't forget to like each video on YouTube and share it with your friends and family if you think they would like the content.